I have seen the new F9 video, and you spoke about the challenges we faced during the pandemic. And this gave the moviegoers great hope, especially the line, "It's time to come back together." Do you think
I do. I really believe it's time
the
for us
movie
to.
industry can go back to how it used to be?
That's that's the biggest question, isn't it, Nelson? I never thought back in 2000 when we were filming the first Fast and Furious that the ninth one would not only service the ninth chapter in the story, but potentially save the theaters. But what I mean by that is save the theatrical experience. So much in our life is divisive. Even when we go to a sports game, you either want one team to win or the other team to win. But when you go to Fast and Furious, everybody cheers together. That's an experience we all missed over the last year while we were watching movies from our couch.
And how did the pandemic affect you as an actor?
Well, I wasn't able to be on set for the first time. Thankfully, I was able to make music as a creative outlet. But the way the pandemic affected me the most was the fact that I was able to spend every day with my children. And that's something that I guess some people in life can take for granted. But when you're on movie sets and you're making movies and you're going to these remote places in the world, it's wonderful, but usually at the cost of being able to have dinner with your children every night.
That is
which
right.
is what I was able to do over the last year. So I feel very blessed for that.
Mhm. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you visited the Philippines a few years back. And
One of the best premieres ever in my life.
mhm,
At least the top three and maybe the best was at the Philippines or Fast and Furious 6.
that is right. That
It
is
was
right.
incredible. If you look on my Facebook, you could see pictures of me in a jeepney riding around the city. It was such a wonderful experience. I look forward to returning one day for a Fast 10 premiere.
That is right. And have you established any Philippine connection throughout the years?
My sister-in-law is Philippine, so my niece and nephew are both Philippine.
That is right. And I think you've tasted a lot of Filipino food throughout the years because of
Yes,
your
of
sister-in-law.
course. Yeah, it's part of my family. It's the blood is part of my family.
So how does it feel to be joining the Fast and Furious series and being Dom's brother to boot?
Well, it's truly the opportunity of a lifetime. The Fast legacy and its global popularity is unmatched, and it definitely is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm very excited.
How was it when you, upon discovering that you were going to be part of it?
Surreal. I mean, this is all surreal in everything from launching the trailer 14 months ago to relaunching it last month or a couple weeks ago to the build up to the release in theaters. It's huge, and it's all very surreal. It's all very surreal.
Absolutely. How did it work? So did you audition for it, or they knew right away that it was you that they needed?
No. I kind of was invited to personally meet Vin, and through a series of conversations that we had, Vin then brought the idea to everybody involved with Fast because it is the heartbeat of the franchise. And, I had no idea what role I was in order for. And then they came back to me and said, you're in the movie and we would like you to be Dom Toretto's brother. And that there's just, there's no words, just surprise, awe, excitement, everything all rolled into one. And it's, man, it's a hell of a ride, and it shows on screen too.
And so how was it upon discovering, okay, so I'm going to be Dom's brother. So how did you internalize for something like that?
I'm lucky in the Fast family to be surrounded by people who are smarter than I am, with much more experience than I am, and especially in Fast itself. I mean, there are performers in the Fast legacy, Vin obviously leading that pack, who have been 20 years in developing this
Hmm.
legacy. So
Yeah.
they kind of craft your nuance, as long as you allow them the chance to listen to them and watch them and behave from them, and they kind of
Right.
craft the nuance. So it's I got the luckiest lotto ticket ever. I got dropped into the 9th installment of a globally successful franchise in the role of playing Dom Toretto's brother, and I get to be surrounded by wonderful performers and a gifted director, and I get to make a global blockbuster. Like, it's this one was a lotto ticket.
I know. How awesome was it? How was it? You guys started shooting in 2019, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did it reach the pandemic?
No, we were
Oh
we were
wow, you guys
truly,
were lucky.
yeah, we were long done before the pandemic um was upon us. So it was actually, we dropped our first trailer. We were setting for an April release of
Mm.
2020, and that's when the world kind of shut down.
What would you say was the most difficult scene to shoot?
I just think interacting with Dom, because I know the world, especially the world according to Fast fans around the world, are going to want
Hmm.
answers to all these questions. Why does Dom have a brother? What's the relationship like? What's their history? What's their future? Who knows all this? And we have to answer all these questions in F9. And I think they're answered beautifully. And I can't wait for the audiences to see these. But just approaching those moments, so the moments with Vin and the moments where Jacob and Dom are in the same space together, I think those were the most difficult, but also the most rewarding.
Did you feel any pressure since, of course, there were expectations and, coming from Paul Walker?
Yeah, no, of course. I think just being invited into the Fast legacy comes with a massive amount of expectations. Just the people who have been invited into that family, that list of names is incredible. So to receive that sort of invite comes with tremendous pressure. But like I said, you know, a testament to the Fast environment. They made me feel at home, and they made me feel comfortable, and they made me feel like part of the family.
Lastly, what would you want people to take away from watching the film?
Get back to the movies and prepare to have your ass kicked. This is going to be awesome. It literally is a Hollywood global blockbuster that is just going to entertain the world at a time where we need it most. Be safe, be responsible, but get your ass to the theater and watch Fast 9.
Hi, Song. Hello,
Hi.
hello. Welcome back from the dead.
Thank you.
So how was that as a plot twist, and how did you feel about that when they contacted you and, hey, we're bringing you back in?
Well, it's like getting a phone call from, family member and inviting you to the family reunion again. It's like, the opportunity to go to see your old friends and family, it's a pretty cool call, that you get to go back and share some new memories and meals and laughs and, hopefully and make an entertaining movie together. It's a great feeling, great feeling.
Did you even see it coming?
Well, Justin Lin and I are old friends, and we see each other, and we go on our walks,
Hmm.
and when we hang out, we dream together and talk about the what if. So I knew it was always in Justin's mind, you
All
know.
right.
And then you started feeling it with the whole campaign for justice for Han. You start in the
Yeah.
zeitgeist that's out there. So you felt it coming, right? But then
Yeah.
the stars had to align, and I think they did. So.
All right. So what can people expect from you from this movie?
What they can expect from me or the film?
Well, from you,
Okay.
and especially, I mean, your comeback.
Well, the I think it needs, does it answer the question of justice? Is there justice for Han? And I hope and I think, seeing the film, this movie is dedicated to the fans. There's so many elements and characters that are in this film that just,
Hmm.
make it kind of melts your heart. It's like seeing an old buddy. So I think, what they can expect from me is, you know, that justice or that reason, where has Han, or that answer the question, where has Han been and why?
Uh-huh. Okay. What would you say was the most difficult scene that you had to shoot?
Difficult scene? Well, anything that has to do with action now, because I'm getting a little older, is difficult. I have to stand up more than twice. It's harder. It used to be easier when I was younger, but it's fast and fierce, so there's a lot of demanding action. But
Exactly.
fortunately, we have the best, stunt doubles and, stunt team in the business. So, they make us look great when, we can't do it ourselves.
Okay, then what was your most favorite scene?
Favorite scene is when I see the family, when Han makes his intro into the movie, he's with everybody, right? And it's
Hmm.
like, like how awesome is it to, start the film with something that grounds, right? It's not an
Yeah.
action sequence that grounds his character's intro. It's this like reunion, and be able to hug the family, and it's basically hugging the fans. It's like, here I am, guys. Everybody here, come on in, give me some. Bring it in. Yeah.
Was there like a hilarious moment that you remember, that you recall having on the set?
There's not one either. You can't pinpoint one because anytime Tyrese is on set, it is so funny. It's hard to contain because it's constant laughter. Like he has such a great energy, and he brings it up. There's the light turns on, and the music starts when he's there. He reminds you that it's pretend, have fun. So anytime
So
Tyrese is around,
the party is where he is.
yeah, it follows. And he brings the party. He's the party. He's the walking party.
All right, lastly, what do you want people to take away from watching the film?
That Hollywood is back. That cinema viewing is back. The shared experience of, make believe. Hopefully we can do it together. And I want them, the fans to, know that we're grateful for, everyone being there and being on this ride together and supporting us. And hopefully we can give them and do justice to the franchise and give them what they missed, what they love most about it, right? During this
Hmm.
pandemic. So, hopefully we can all celebrate together and have fun.
How was it shooting for the film?
It was great, to come back and to be able to re-engage with so many people that I feel like I've grown up with. And also to have this kind of fresh and exciting idea to explore, and to have this amazing studio and crew to help me bring it to life. I mean, anytime I get to do this, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world.
You guys started in 2019, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did any of it reach the pandemic?
No, we were pretty much by time, when it hit the States, it was March of 2020, and we were geared to release in May, so we were pretty much done. But I have to tell you, I mean, having the extra year, I definitely got to like really get in there and be very granular, which usually I don't get the chance to. So this is the first film where I had the time to kind of sleep on it and could keep
Yeah.
tweaking. But there were small little things. The movie was basically shot in a can. We were happy. We're ready to go. And but I got to do that, and now we're here. We're finally going to be able to share it with the world.
Yeah. Hey, what is your vision for what was your vision for Fast and Furious? Because I mean, the scenes are really getting out of this world, literally. So,
Yeah.
what is your vision?
I think, when I talk to a lot of the cast and crew, Michelle says, see, she always says this thing that kind of stuck with me, is that a lot of our characters, in these films kind of represent, the kids on the other side of the tracks,
Hmm.
and a lot of times I feel like it's very easy in our world, in our life, for people just to label you because you're
Uh-huh.
Asian American, you're this, you're that, you're a car movie, you're that. And I think what I enjoy is that if we're able to keep evolving and growing, we're going to try to defy all labels, And so you can say whatever you want to us, and we can have a great conversation today. But my job is to change that conversation and keep pushing and keep growing. And so that's always been the mantra. And I feel like, sitting here on knowing that we just completed 9, which is the first film of this final chapter, I feel like, first of all, we've earned it, but I'm also really happy to be able to engage and have these conversations.
So, what can the fans expect from this movie?
I think they, the fans, depending on if you've never seen a Fast movie or if you've seen them all, if you want to enjoy it on an action level, it's going to deliver. If you want to enjoy it on an emotional level, it's going to deliver. If you want to enjoy it on a mythical level about what happened to connection to the other film, it will have that too. So we took a lot of care in developing this so that we have all these layers. And however you want to enjoy it, great. Just come with your friends and come with your family and let's have a good time, right?
You mentioned that there's so many different levels, but what would be the most important takeaway that you're hoping people will get?
I feel like for me, it's the experience of watching the film. I feel like if I give away kind of the theme of what I was trying to explore, I might kind of give it away a little bit. But I
Okay.
can tell you one thing though. I feel like it's something that we need as a world. I think as a world, it's time for us to look at our past and hopefully come to terms with it so we can have a brighter future and have hope. I think that's something that was very close to me, and I wanted to make that the message. And I feel like, that's definitely, when you come see the film, that is something that we're trying to explore.
Lovely. All right, last, what would you say, I mean, of all the scenes that you guys had to shoot, what would you say was the most memorable? It could be your most favorite, but it could also be your most memorable.
Wow. I think that's the hardest question I got today. I think that I've had so many moments on this film because a lot of the past characters were coming back, and I love so many of it. But I have to say there was a moment where the Tokyo Drift cast came back, and we hadn't seen them on screen for 15 years, or so. And I realized Sung and Jason and Lucas and Bao, they were all having this conversation, and I walked by and I realized it was a continued conversation than the one they had in Tokyo 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so that was a very emotional moment, and that they were all kids and back then, and now they have kids and everyone's talking about their family. It's what Fast and Furious is about, that moment.